Danny created the chat widget. So if you wanted to, you could go back to chat. You could go find that chat widget. You could get the code again, but he sent it to me. So where you put it is up to you. You can literally embed the chat widget anywhere that embed code is accepted. So when you think about that, it could be in, and we're going to do it in a site here in FlowTrack. It could be on a WordPress site. It could be on a JavaScript site. It could be in any builder you want. Where you put it is what's going to matter. So I'm going to jump into, we have just a test site here created, and I'm going to jump in here, and there's two different places you want to think about where you want to put it. So if you want the chat widget on every single page in a website, you're going to want to put that in the global head section. And on FlowTrack, that is once you get into a website, it's right up here. You see site setting. And when you click site setting, you have the ability to put in custom code. And what I love about FlowTrack is they already have three pieces for you: header, body start, or body end. And there's a reason why you might choose to put things in the header versus the body start versus the body end, depending on how and when you want it to load. So in this case, if you want it on the entire site, we can just come here into the head code and we can insert the script that we copied and Danny sent to me a minute ago, and then make sure right over here, this enable is actually put right here, and make sure it's on. And then we're going to hit save. And then when we take that and we save that website and we go to preview it, and so we'll preview the page. Notice the red that Danny set is right there. There's the chat widget. Hi there is up there like he put it. And now any page we go to on the site will have this chat widget. Now I'm going to come back over here and show you. Let's say you have 4 or 5 different agents. Maybe you're doing a site for a real estate agent, and you want each particular agent to have a chat widget on their page. Then you would go to the page setting, because if you say, in this case, we want one on the index page, and then we want a separate one on the other pages, we wouldn't have put one to happen everywhere. We would go in page by page and decide where we want that to happen. The same thing applies. You can click on the custom code on one single page, and you can have that particular widget. Now, right now, we don't have the opportunity to pick and choose the pages, meaning I would like one on all pages, done, and then I want to override one on just this page. That's not there yet. But same thing goes, if we wanted to put it just on one page, we'd paste in the code, make sure this is enabled. It does it by default once you paste in code and hit save. I'm not going to do that because we've already put it on the site. So again, the site is where you're going to put that code if you want it for the whole website. Once we save it, once we publish it, it's good to go. If we make changes, so if we come in and make changes to the colors, what the widget says and things like that, the nice part is if you go look at this code, we'll just go look at it here a quick second, it's not bringing any of the actual information with it. Other elements I've used from other developers in the past, if you were to update information, you had to go back to the websites. You had to go back and change. In this case, you don't. It's actually reading the information from the widget itself. So if you change the widget, you do not have to come back here and change anything about this code, which is really, really nice. So it's just that simple to put them on there. Now, I don't have anything available to show you guys, but if you wanted to put this code on a WordPress site, there is no WordPress plugin. So FlowTrack doesn't have a WordPress plugin, but it's as simple as figuring out, depending on your WordPress instance, what theme you happen to be using, where is the header code? Where can I insert this into the header code? Now, I will show you this. If you're going to insert this elsewhere, or you're going to start doing a lot of insertions, don't be afraid to come in and comment your code. So for example, coming in here and saying, this is the chat widget, you know, and then adding a code in there. That way, as you start getting a lot of code in there, you can identify, and some people will even put a start chat widget, and then at the bottom, they put end chat widget. in some type of comment. It's good practice as a programmer to comment your code as you go. So in WordPress, that really matters because you might have a lot of stuff in the header, in the footer, in different places. So you want to do that. But that's really about it, Danny. That's all it takes to add the chat widget. It magically works. Once you get done, and I'm going to come back here and get out of the website. Once you get done, when somebody starts chatting with you, so when we come back over here to chat, we're going to see that we have conversations right here. Right here. And now we have the ability to start answering people who happen to chat with us. So we have 2 inboxes. And if we had 2 chat widgets and we come to the dashboard, we're going to see our conversations here. Danny, I believe we have to switch, don't we, between the different widgets, or do they all come in one place? Depending on if I get permissions for 5, do I see all 5 in this, or do I have to switch between them?
By default, it just depends. When you do the little pull down on the dashboard, you can choose one, but it's all of them right now. So you can sort by individual chat widgets. See? So you can just choose one. I like the default so I can see them all, but they would all be there. And Lisa, I don't know if you have the ability because you hadn't published that website. Some people were saying they couldn't see the chat widget when it loaded in a preview. I don't know if I know it doesn't show it when you're in the builder, and assuming the code didn't break when I sent it to you in Skype.
No, it worked perfectly. I saw it. But let's go ahead and preview again. And then make sure you guys can see this. I'm going to make it smaller to make sure you can see it. Can you see that?
What
Danny?
it was is you were in the corner. That's why I moved the layout.
I was on top of it. So right here, if I wanted to start a conversation, I could then put in my name, my number.
Yeah, we can't see it, Lisa. Okay. It has to do with how you share the screen. But you're saying it's there. I believe you.
It is there. I understand. I know what I did now. Here, let me. I only shared that one. That's what I did. Let me share everything. Let me give you everything now. It created a new page when I shared it. So let's jump back in there and I'll show you when we preview the page right down here on the bottom right. And if you can't see that, we'll bring it up a little farther so you can see it. Right here, there's the chat widget. And we can show it. If we wanted to start a conversation, you know, we could put our information here, start a conversation.